It is both possible that Moulin and Cleary are correct. The peripheral cortex may store information about spatial relationship rather than time, place, and sequence of events. And so normal familiarity feelings could come largely from layout and configuration, backing Cleary's finding. Indeed, there may be many ways to produce false familiarity, according to psychologist Alan Brown of Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas, author of Deja Vu Experience. His own experiments indicate some other possibilities. For example, he has induced the feelings of distracting volunteers while they saw a glimpse of a scene and then moments later giving them a good look. If you take a brief glance when distracted and look at the same scene again afterwards, it can feel like you have seen it before but much earlier, says Brown. He also he has also induced it by showing people images of things that they have forgotten, just as a stomach can hurt the same way, but because by a lot of different processes, it could be the same with the deja vu. He says the real problem with explaining deja vu, however, is not how can how we can get familiarity without recognition, but why it feels so disturbing when we would get it all the time if we were just familiarity with real experiences, says E.D. Weil from the Institute of Neurology in London. He suggests that the moods and emotions are also important contributors to the sensation of deja vu. We need the right combination of signals, but not just the layout of scene, but how we feel at the time to believe something is familiar when really it is not. A matter of degree. Moulin agrees it may be a matter of degree. The reason thought to meditate, recall, familiarity, and emotions are all extremely closely linked. A small amount of simulation could produce a mild sense of familiarity, while a stronger stimulus could spread into the neighboring emotions region, producing a more disturbing feeling and even striking sense of doom or premonition. Some people report with deja vu. Cognitive neuroscientist Stephen Colner from the University of Western Ontario in London, Canada, believes the role of emotion is even more central in generating the sense of weirdness that accompanies deja vu. He recently had the chance to imagine the brain of a person cured of epilepsy with deja vu auras by removing a large tumor that was triggering the seizures. The excised areas consisted of parts of hippocampus and frontal cortex but also included the amygdala. It suggests that this region, which is known to be heavily tied up with emotion, was also involved in creating the deja vu. Kohler speculates that without the appropriate emotional arousal, perhaps the brain cannot recognize a person or a place when we have encountered before as truly familiar. On the other hand, inappropriate emotional arousal may make us believe something is familiar when actually it is not. The final element of deja vu, a sense that it feels impossible, probably comes from the reasoning parts of our brain. According to Collier, when our rational knowledge tells us one thing, but our emotional instinct tells us another, it can feel very wrong. This final element is missing in people with dementia, including Mr. P, who accepts their experiences is perfectly normal. Collier suspects that this may be caused because neurodegeneration in these individuals has caused a disconnection between the temporal lobes, which are generating sensation, and the frontal lobes, which are continuously interpreting them. Our brains are looking for associations all the time. Deja vu is interesting, says Kohler, because it's point to brain mechanism that helps you interpret what you are doing. When you are having a memory, you have the sensation of recollection. It feels like having a memory and doesn't feel like daydreaming or current reality. Deja vu is a fault in a kind of cognitive process that is going on in the background all the time. Where it goes wrong, it's very striking, says Maulin. At the extremely patients with permanent deja vu, dubbed deja vu for already experienced, actually make up stories to make sense of it. New scientist. While deja vu is starting to divulge some of its secrets, there is still a long way to go before we understand how we actually decide what is real, imagined, dreamed, or experienced, and how these various tags leads to such different conscious experiences. One NSA finding that came to light while working is that people who think a lot about deja vu are more prone to it. It I had deja vu about reading about deja vu, and researchers have had deja vu about having deja vu. It certainly retains mystery enough to justify further study. After all, says Wild, deja vu is weird, one of the weirdest brain experiences that normal people have. Stranger and stranger yet, about 10% of people claim never to have experienced deja vu, while individuals report having it regularly. Children first gets it around age 8 or 9, suggesting that a degree of cognitive maturity is required. Deja vu happens less as you get older and more when you are tired, anxious, or stressed. It is particularly prevalent in people with certain conditions known to produce problems in time perception, such as schizophrenia and epilepsy. Although there is no gene for deja vu, it is possible that certain versions of gene associated with epilepsy make some of us more prone to it. Just reading this article could give you deja vu. Just listen to me and you will get the deja vu.